Okay, so Mary's taking a survey of the number of visitors to the beach and the temperature on that day. Use the information given in the table to draw a scatter plot. And so I kind of just randomly put them on there. That's about what your scatter plot should look like. Visitors are your output, temperature is your input. We want to draw the line of best fit, which just kind of estimating sort of like that. I'd probably go a little bit more up like this. Maybe kind of like that. So that second line should be about right. When I do that, then I can really see that the relationship between the temperature and visitors to the beach is that as the temperature increases, the number of visitors, whoops, I can't spell, visitors increases, which gives us a positive correlation. Our line of best fit, the equation, is where we're going to start using the calculator. So you need to get your calculator. I would get the journal entry that's that half sheet of paper out, and we're going to go through that in order to complete this next question. I'm going to switch over here to my Smart View. Cool, I can still use my graph. Okay, so what we need to do, let me get my little instruction sheet also. Okay, here we go. So to do that, we need to hit stat, is what my little instruction sheet says first. Hit stat, edit. Well, edit is already highlighted, so all I need to do is press enter. Then we're going to put the x values of the points under L1 and the y values under L2. So let's do that. So you're going to go through, these are your x values, these are your y values, so let's get those in there. So you can just go down the x column, 84, enter, 88, enter, 86, enter, 92, enter, 96, enter, 89, enter, 87, enter, 82, enter, 94, enter, and then 86, and we press enter. So that's the end of my x values. So I'm going to go back up to the top. And then I'm going to go over to L2, which is my y. So I'm going to put in the 610, enter, 225, enter, and so on. Okay, now we have all of our values entered into L1 and L2, so I'm going to C, so I'm going to press stat again. Now I'm going to arrow over to calc, so I'm going to press the right button, maybe. And under that I want to go to number 4, where it says line reg. ax plus b in parentheses, and then I'm going to press enter. The screen then says line reg with the ax plus b in parentheses, so we're going to hit enter again. I wonder if that's why. Let me do stat again, over to calc, down to line reg. There, now it'll work. It's because that 7 was there. So then we have an A and a B. A is actually your M or your slope, and the B is your y-intercept. So you just need to remember that on the calculator, A is your slope and B is your y-intercept. So now we have the equation of the line of best fit, which is going to be, so then we have y equals, and then I need to go back over here. We're going to round everything to the nearest hundredth as stated in our instructions. So this is 32.08. X, so there's the first part of our equation, and then the B is our intercept, so we need negative 2464.15 minus 2464.16, and I rounded to the nearest hundredth. We had an issue with that on our last test, that you guys did not round to the nearest hundredth. Second decimal place is your hundredths place. So that's where you should have rounded to. Some of you rounded to the tenths place, some of you just put a whole number. It was a whole bunch of different things, and it said specifically on your test to round to the nearest hundredth. Anywho, so here's our line of best fit down here, which is the y equals our slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Which should kind of, which creates this line that we just kind of made up here in our graph. So if we plug this in, we would get the actual line of best fit doing that. So that's how we get our line of best fit equation. So here, which equation best models the data in the scatter plot? We can do the same thing here. Let's just try it, putting in the values here, the x's and the y's of your points, and see if we get an equation that gets close, just out of curiosity. So go ahead and pause your video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so then I'm going to go, I put in my data points. Let's clear out that one. And I'm going to go back to stat and just see if I can get this to work. 4. So, looks like it's about the same to me. Oh, there we go. It keeps doing it wrong. Okay, there we go. Looks like our slope should be around 4, and the other should be around 9, which I'm thinking maybe that's not quite right to me.